my little TisaTells? How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Tia Mowry, I think we can pretty much say you are letting us know everything you know about Cory. Yesterday, her sister Tamara weighed in on the divorce with Cory, basically saying that Tia's been miserable for a long time and she's finally happy to see her authentically happy after all these years. That got a lot of you guys upset because you guys were like, well, what's she doing speaking about it? It's her sister. She can speak publicly if you want. And as we see with Tia and Tamara, no matter what goes on in the romantic lives, they move as one. Because today, Tia gave an interview on the Today Show, let us know the moment she knew her marriage was over to Cory, what the problem was, and basically confirms everything that she's been liking on mental wellness, that narcissistic page. And yes, I know it talks about all types of narcissistic relationships, but Tia was only liking and commenting the post that talked about being romantically involved with a narcissist. Now we're going to get into that interview, but I say all this to say, right? It's been this thing, and again, you guys can respectfully disagree with me in the comments, but a lot of people, there's been this weird narrative that, to tell you the truth, I think Tia's a narcissist. You know, she was really mean and selfish to her sister on her TV show. And you know what? I do want to say this. If that's what your version of a narcissist is, God bless you. God bless you. However, I think you're talking about toxic traits and toxic people. And I think a lot of times people confuse toxic traits, toxic people with narcissism. Now, to me, it looks like Tia is hinting that Cory's a narcissist. Do we know that for sure? I don't know. I am not in a relationship with Cory. I'm not in a relationship with Tia. But in odds of Tia showing selfish behavior, and yes, I am a Tia apologist, right? But let me just say this, whether it was Tia or not, her showing selfish behavior, mean behavior, her being very controlling of Tamara. This is the stuff I saw. Do you guys know that the mark of a narcissist is that they will be evil to you in private, but in public, they put on the face of, Narcissists, and I'm speaking generally, I'm sure there's exceptions to every rule, but narcissists are generally obsessed with public image. When they go home, their mask comes off and they treat you horribly. They might cheat on you, lie on you, beat you, or just psychologically torture you. But everybody else thinks they're the best person in the world. They're so giving, they're so kind. A hallmark of a narcissist is putting on a beautiful mask for the world to see. Most narcissists are not going to be on camera being mean, being smart, being in a bad mood. That's not the way narcissists work in general. Okay, so the fact that Tia, I don't know, everybody's human. She might have personality shortcomings and toxic traits she needs to work on, according to you guys. But I just want you guys to know that narcissists are not out there being like, yeah, I'm a horrible person and you go and deal with me. Narcissist is the person that the whole community loves and everybody thinks they're a hero, and then they pass away and their wife and kids tell a story about a monster. Narcissists are the ones that pretend to be the perfect, loving mom, but in private, the kids are being that's what I'm saying. All right, go watch mental wellness or just do a Google search. You don't have to know narcissists to be able to recognize narcissism. However, yeah, toxic traits or what you view as negative traits and what somebody shows you, the fact that somebody is being real, showing you a part of yourself that you would not consider complimentary, that's usually what narcissists shy away from. They never show the true self. Anyway, let's get into what Tia said, and basically it's confirming everything she's liking, everything her sister's saying. And you guys, we don't even have to read in between the lines. She actually said one of the things, the thing that made her realize that her marriage was done with Cory, that it was completely done. The thing that made her realize that is when her grandmother passed away. And oftentimes when you feel like you're living in a toxic situation or a situation where you are losing yourself by filling everybody else up, you are losing yourself. Usually when you do suffer something very traumatic, like a death of someone very, very close, it puts everything in perspective. And that's when you say, wait, hold on, wait a second, like we're not doing this anymore, right? Also, Tia also reveals that she's not mourning the relationship, which I think this is a very healthy way for people to look at marriage. And now that women are becoming equal to men, and by I say equal to men, you no longer need a man to live a good life, right? A lot of marriages were predicated on financial need, right? As we reevaluate our roles as men and women, our true roles, not what's on paper, the man's supposed to lead, even though they can't lead their way out of a paper bag. The woman's supposed to be kind and nurturing, even though they're cursing them out every other day. Not the fake roles that we've been told in fairy books that the public needs to see. But as we renegotiate in this new age, what we truly want in lives, who we truly want to be, and the way we truly want to be, not just in the outside and on Instagram, but in life, she has a very healthy way. She doesn't look at her marriage as a failure. She says if you can stay married forever, good for you. But she looked at it more as she got 2 beautiful children. She learned a lot. She grew. She learned about the importance of loving herself. And now that the marriage is no longer feeding her soul, and it is now, at one time it was helping her grow, but now she realized it's hindering her growing. It's time for her to graduate. I think that's a very healthy way to look at it, but also, no lie, it feels like Tia is in an ish load of therapy, and that's a good thing. But one thing that people usually have to do to get over narc relationships is going to intensive therapy, and all these alarm bells are hitting Tia's therapy. Also, hit that like and subscribe button if you are new to the channel. But you know what? I'll earn some value, you know, because you can hit that notifications if you're really about that life. Anyway, right? Tia said that instead of mourning her relationship with Cory, she opened up about why she's celebrating the marriage they had. During a recent interview today, Tia revealed she considers her marriage a success despite getting a divorce. Again, this is the first thing that I'm like, you are in deep therapy, which is a great way to look at life, because in life, we terrorize ourselves like, oh my God, you made the wrong decision. You made the wrong decision. And that fear that you might make a mistake, it paralyzes us. But the truth being in life is, even the wrong decision turns out to be the right one in the long term. And it's good that Tia's looking at this. It's like, whatever I went through, it is the right thing. She said, I knew when I really started to focus on my happiness, right? I feel like as women, we tend to focus on everyone else's happiness and making sure everyone's okay. Now, Tia does say that she feels like a single mom in an interview last week. This goes along with that narcissistic post she liked about the way narcissists shirk responsibility for raising the kids because they say, oh my God, like you're not raising the kids the way I want, right? She said, at the end of the day, it's about self-love. And when you start to really work on yourself, love yourself, and know your value, know your worth, then all of a sudden, there's an awakening. Now, she did admit that coming to that decision was not easy, and it was a hard journey. But ultimately, she feels like it was all worth it. Again, words of wisdom. And I feel wisdom that women need to hear. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of men in relationships with perfectly horrible women. I get that. But that's not the rule. It happens, of course, but that's not the norm. Women are taught from a young age to sacrifice themselves for their husband. You know, you get that ring and all of a sudden, never is a woman more celebrated than on her wedding day, right? It's a day that in society says it can be all about you. You can be as selfish as you want and unagreeable as you want and me as you want. And that's your day. That's what you worked up for, right? That tear-filled moment when a mom gives their daughter away to marriage. Marriage is great, but I mean a real marriage, not just what we see on TV, right? So you're taught and socialized to give up everything for the comfort of others. Your worth is how good you can please others and make others feel comfortable. You are taught it is normal to put your dreams, hopes, wishes, and ambition second to a man. And if you don't, then you're not a good woman, right? You're taught, and not just taught, but there's a natural instinct that when you have children, you want to do everything to sacrifice to make sure that they have a good life. But oftentimes, you have to sacrifice more than is necessary because men aren't taught to sacrifice everything so their children can be well. They're taught to find a woman who will sacrifice everything to run the household. So I get the way that while a lot of people, men and women, learn how to love themselves, women are the ones, right? Women are the ones that are taught by society that you're actually a bad woman if you don't sacrifice yourself. Anyway, let's get into and again, she said it wasn't easy. She's gone through a lot of therapy to get the courage to actually leave Cory. She said, there was a lot of sadness. I had just lost my grandmother. Again, death is a sad thing, but more importantly, when you've been living in a way that you feel like denies who you are, death brings that out and makes you be like, enough of this. She said, we lost Alina Housley. Both of whom at the same time. There was an aha moment in me. She realized life's short, where she said, you know what? You need to tap in and see what's really going on with your happiness. I agree. Life is short. Now, true happiness isn't selfishness. And women are raised to believe that is. True happiness saying, I've never been happier in my life. That's a beautiful sense to be. And I'm telling you, the people that love you and ride with you, first of all, your children will grow from that happiness. But the people that love you and ride with you, they will welcome that change in you. And they will say, just like Tia's sister, Tamara said, I'm happy you're finally loving yourself. I'm happy you're focusing on yourself. I'm happy, right? She said, but you know what? You need to tap in and see what's really going on with your happiness. Life is short. Let's go. Let's start working on you and focusing on really, really matters, which is at the end of the day, your peace, your love, your happiness. Woo! And she said, honestly, and this is a beautiful way, I don't know if she actually believes this or if the therapy is like, fake it till you make it, but my marriage was a success. I look at it as a curriculum, like you're in college or high school. You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're creating. And I was able to create with Cory some beautiful, amazing children. I feel like when people look at marriage, that success equals longevity. But no, at the end of the day, are they happy? So she's saying she wasn't happy. Are they thriving? She's saying she didn't feel like she was thriving. The same thing her sister said the other day. Are they growing? She felt like she could no longer grow. I feel like that's what's more important is happiness is all we can ask for. Woo! Happiness is all we can ask for. You guys, Tia, first of all, for all y'all being like, why y'all talking about that? Give her some privacy. Tia doesn't want privacy. She wants her story to be told, but as we know, she wants it told in the most positive light possible. Tamara has her sister's back. Cory has a lot of explaining to do. But regardless, and notice how she said, they created two beautiful children. She didn't speak anything about love. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I have a feeling Tamara and Tia in the coming weeks are going to speak more and more and more about this. And let's wait for these divorce documents to come out because something tells me when it comes to Cory, I don't know. I just don't think he's going to go away. So we'll see. Anyway, my little TisaTells, let me know what you think in the comments and I will talk to you later. Bye.